Donald Trump, and Elon Musk. Let's party. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. This pair of narcissists came together in respect of the election of Donald Trump as President of the United States. Originally, it was a mutually beneficial arrangement. Donald Trump received the residual benefit of financial backing from Elon Musk. He received the residual benefit, which also translated into the provision of control and fuel, of having somebody who owns a social media platform actively supporting him. Elon Musk gained the residual benefit of having access to the president at a level that few people have. This allowed him to assert control and potentially access further residual benefits with regard to government contracts for his companies. It was all very cosy, and these two narcissists with the pursuit of the prime aims had their prime aims served and satisfied by this collaboration. Nevertheless, it was always going to be the case that there would be a falling out between them. The reason being is that Musk would seek to control Trump by telling him what to do, by demanding that he take certain actions, and naturally this would offend Donald Trump's own need for control with inflammatory consequences. We saw the spat that took place on social media between the two of them. It was always going to happen because Musk would need to assert control over Trump, and Trump would need to nullify that threat to control. Their differing types of narcissists would mean that it would be a combustible outcome. And the fallout continues. As a consequence of the fact that the continued actions of Donald Trump are seen to threaten the business interests of Elon Musk and therefore his own need for control, Elon Musk has sought to nullify that threat to control, as you would expect with someone who is as wealthy as he is and as famous as he is, by saying that he's launching a new political party. As the BBC reports, he announced on his social media platform X that he had set up the America Party, billing it as a challenge to the Republican and Democratic two-party system. It's unclear if the party has been formally registered with the US election authorities. Musk, who was born outside the United States and is ineligible to run for the US presidency, doesn't say who will lead it. He first raised the prospect of forming a party during his public feud with Trump, which saw him leave his role in the administration and engage in a vicious public spat with his former ally. Now, it's fair to point out that his role at Doge as a special advisor was naturally coming to an end because, if I recall correctly, there's only a certain period of time that he can hold that role for because he's an unelected individual. Nevertheless, the terms of the departure were acrimonious, with them trading blows, both using social media platforms to strike at one another, as they both sought to assert control and nullify threats to control. During the row, Musk posted a poll on X asking users if there should be a new political party in the United States. Referencing that poll in his post at the weekend, Musk wrote, "By a factor of 2 to 1, you want a new political party, and you shall have it. When it comes to bankrupting our country with waste and graft, we live in a one-party system, not a democracy. Today, the America Party is formed to give you back your freedom." While there have been high-profile players outside the traditional two-party system in US politics, it is difficult for them to gain strong enough nationwide popularity to pose a real threat. In the presidential election last year, candidates from the likes of the Libertarian Party, the Green Party and the People's Party all tried in vain to stop Trump or his Democratic rival, Kamala Harris, from winning. Musk was, until recently, a core supporter of Trump, dancing alongside him during election rallies last year and bringing his 4-year-old son to meet Trump in the Oval Office. He was also Trump's key financial backer. Musk spent $250 million to help him regain office, the residual benefit that I referred to earlier on. Now, you'll recall that when he left the administration, he then began to publicly criticize Trump's tax and spending plans. This was as a consequence of him not only disagreeing with them, but using his disagreement as a means to nullify threats to control posed by Trump and to assert control over the electorate. This legislation, which Trump has called his Big Beautiful Bill, was narrowly passed by Congress and signed into law by the president just recently. The massive law includes huge spending commitments and tax cuts and is estimated to add more than $3 trillion to the US deficit over the next decade. Trump, of course, poked at Musk by stating Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history, by far. Without subsidies, Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa. Provocation. There was also suggestions that Trump might deport Musk, which of course is another provocation designed to elicit a response not only from Musk, but also from the public as a whole. Accordingly, by way of response to all of this and continuing to niggle and aggravate Donald Trump, Musk decides, I'm going to set up a separate political party. We'll see if he follows through with it. We'll see if it's just future faking. We'll see if it's just promised gain for the purposes of provoking the president. But what has been Trump's response to the creation of this new party? Well, he stated, I think it's ridiculous to start a third party, when he was speaking to reporters before boarding Air Force One. It's always been a two-party system, and I think starting a third party just adds to the confusion. He may well be correct in what he's saying, but the purpose of his comment is naturally designed to nullify the threat to control posed by Musk's actions. Trump also posted on his Truth Social platform on Sunday, I am saddened to watch Elon Musk go completely off the rails, essentially becoming a train wreck over the past 5 weeks. Insult, provocation, assertion of control. The post took aim at Musk's push for an electric vehicle mandate, saying it would have forced everyone to buy an electric car in a short period of time. The president's tax and spending plan, which he signed into law on the 4th of July, ended tax breaks for electric vehicles. He added that he had opposed Musk's proposal for an EV mandate from the beginning, explaining the reasons for omitting such vehicles in the legislation. People are now allowed to buy whatever they want, gasoline-powered hybrids, which are doing very well, or new technologies as they come about. No more EV mandate. Accordingly, there's been a public spat between the two of them as they've traded blows like children in a playground. The response then, as a consequence of this legislation, is for Musk to throw his rattle out of the pram and turn around and say, right, I'm going to start up a new political party. The response of Trump is to ridicule that and state not only is it unnecessary and ridiculous, but basically Elon has gone off the rails. They will continue to trade blows because each time one does something, the other cannot help themselves but respond to it. And it's going to continue to be a punching match between the two of them. We'll see if Musk's party comes into fruition. But they were once allies, but at the moment they are not. But given the flip-flop nature of the narcissist, do not be surprised if they suddenly buddy up again in the future. We'll be keeping an eye on what's going on, but for the moment, it's let's party, at least from the perspective of Musk. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.